I want a break. I feel differently about you now. Things are not what they were. No doubt most of you have heard those crushing words. Pretty much everyone that I know have heard those words or have spoken those words. I've certainly been on the receiving end of those words myself, and I've given the same speech. It's a symptom of a bigger problem. Welcome back to the Love Fix, guys. My name is Nick. I help people with their breakups. Today's video may be a little noisy. I've got air conditioning going on in the background. Sorry guys, it's just too warm here in the UK. We've hit some crazy temperatures and yeah, I can't do without it at the moment, so I do apologize. Today, there's going to be very little editing on this video because I just want to speak from the heart. I just want to speak organically, whatever you want to call it. Typically speaking, YouTube content creators, we do a lot of editing and we do a lot of work to manipulate the YouTube algorithms so our videos gets pushed out. I'm not doing any of that today, so I don't care if only one of you listens to this today. I just want to put this out there. So you're now on a break, or your partner has asked you for a break. Now, typically speaking, what happens when I hear this in my coaching calls, the first thing that person will do will become needy, will start begging, will start pleading, will start acting with 200% interest. So if that's already happened, okay, the best thing you can do is just leave them alone. And as I've referred to so many times, video number 1, the first video I ever did, give them the breakup. Go and check it out if you haven't listened to it already. Just give it to them. So I think if you do hear this from your partner or whoever you're seeing, man or woman, it doesn't really matter, transgender, gender fluid, whatever your I'm gonna say preference, I don't know if that's the right word. Again, sorry guys, I'm not editing, so please correct me if that's the wrong terminology, or should we say orientation, to keep it politically correct. The first thing you should do, in my opinion, in fact, with any situation, is to listen to them. Is first of all have a conversation. What's going on, my love? Tell me what's happening. And this is your opportunity for once to not get offended, to not act needy, to just sit and listen to their needs. Because the reason they're asking for a break is because their needs are not getting met. Now, there could be 1,000 reasons why this isn't happening, but typically speaking, it's because you wasn't listening. They were talking to you, they were trying to tell you, hey, look, I need X, Y, and Z from you. And 9 times out of 10, you just wasn't listening. Now, that's not to say that the person asking them for a break is totally innocent here. Maybe they wasn't listening to your needs, which caused you to act in a way that made you less attractive. And as I've said so many times before, the dumpers, they very rarely see anything wrong in what they do. They very rarely take any kind of responsibility or accountability in what they do. So if you are the dumper, which most of you are the dumpies, I think I've only coached 3 dumpers in my coaching calls to date. If you are the dumper, then you do need to look at what you potentially did as well to contribute to the breakup. So the first thing you really need to understand about your partner asking for a break, it's because they're in a state of confusion. They don't know where the relationship is going anymore. They don't know if it's for them anymore. So this doesn't make them a bad person. And our first reaction is to be offended, is to be hurt. And okay, I get it. It's quite a natural reaction because maybe from your perspective, everything was ticking along nicely, but from their perspective, it wasn't. It was completely going the other way. Now, what a lot of people fail in is to... People listen to respond. They don't listen to understand. Communication isn't about talking, it's about listening, and listening effectively. Once you've learned the art of listening, the next step is to communicate with brutal honesty. Now, I don't mean you should be a dickhead about it, but if, for example, you met your partner and they were in shape, they were fit, and they weighed 150 pounds, but now they weigh 200 pounds, it's okay to say, hey, I'm worried about you. You've put on 50 pounds. What's going on? Can we talk about this? I want to help. And I'm scared that I'm losing physical attraction for you. That's okay. That's brutal honesty, but delivering it in a diplomatic way, in a compassionate way. In many cases, I've observed that the partner that's asking for a break has tried to communicate with the dumpee, has tried to say, hey, what you are doing is not okay anymore. What you are doing is not attractive anymore. I've asked you for some space. You're not giving it to me. I've asked you to improve your personal hygiene. You're not doing it. I've asked you to invest a little bit more into our relationship by communicating with me and giving me the affection that I need or the space that I need. And you've not done it. And as I've said before in a previous video, I'll link it in the screen up above here, breakups don't just happen. This thing has been developing for weeks, months, and maybe even years. So, what can you do? The best thing to do is to act maturely, is to sit down, have the conversation, try to find out what's bothering them, and simply agree with them. Don't rebut it. Do not say, well, you did this, so this is why I acted this way. Don't do that. You simply say, I hear you. Because when you say, I hear you, it shows you're listening. It makes the other person feel that they are being understood, that they have been listened to. Even if you don't agree, even if you 1000% disagree with everything they're saying, just say, I hear you. You can say, I hear you, I don't agree, but I will give you the space that you're asking for. And if you have the means, I'm going to say, if you're living together, of course, if you have the means to go and stay somewhere else with a family member, with a friend, whoever, you calmly get some things together, you tell them where you're going to be, and you simply say, when you've had time to think, or when you're ready to talk, or when you've changed your mind, you let me know. So what I'm saying is, guys, treat a break, quote unquote, the same way you would treat a breakup. Listen to your partner. They have been trying to communicate with you for a long time to say, hey, this is what I need. This is what I want. And you have to understand that needs and wants are different for men and women. Attraction is not symmetrical. Needs are not symmetrical. What a man wants is very different to what a woman wants. And this is where a lot of people fail, is that men a lot of the time don't understand the needs of a woman, and a lot of time women do not understand the needs of men. And this is where everyone should be educated, or trying to be better educating themselves in these relationship dynamics. I discuss a lot with my clients about, okay, what are your needs? And they can tell me what their needs are, it's no problem. Then I asked, okay, what are your partner's needs? And a lot of the time they do not have the answers. And it's a symptom of a bigger problem, because, as I say, what's the saying? Men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and truer words have never spoken. Have never been spoken. Sorry, again, not editing. So I'm going to wrap this up because, as I say, treat a break as a breakup. But what I can say to you right now, there are some books that you can go and read that may help. Attached, that's all about attachment theory. It teaches you about how people attach to their partners and how that is developed in childhood. Maybe they're shut down, maybe they're anxious, maybe they're overly affectionate, and this may be a cause. So it's worth a look. So Attached, good book. Also, His Needs and Her Needs. Very good relationship book, and it goes very deep into the differences between men and women and how to bridge that gap. So if you are going through, quote unquote, a break, treat it as a breakup. Give your partner the mature response. Listen to them. Agree to the break. You can say, I disagree, but I think some time apart will be good for us. That's all you need to say. And as always, guys, and I say this every single video almost, and I say it to every person that I talk to one-to-one on the phone, assume that they will never come back, work on you, and get you back. That is the best way to handle a breakup. Easier said than done, but that is the best advice I can give to anyone. If you need my personal guidance and attention, you can arrange a one-to-one coaching call with me by emailing me at thelovefix20@gmail.com, and the details are in the description below. As always, thank you for listening. I'll see you on the other side.